So while we're on the topic of AEW, because we're going to be talking about Santana in a minute, but I had to talk about this. So we had been talking last week about AEW doing a new rebranding, right? And it seemed like over the past 3 to 4 years, they've done, quite a good amount of shifting when it comes to their visual identity. And we finally were able to see their new set this past Wednesday. I personally think it's fire. And it got me to kind of change my position a little bit from last week. But I want to know, how did you feel about the new AEW Dynamite set?
I have it open up in front of me just so I could commentate, but I like it because it held on to their older roots with the double tunnels, the heels coming out one side, faces coming out the other side. I kind of like that. But it doesn't look as indie-ish. They definitely upped the production. I like the fact that you got lights going around the rim. You got the LED lights going on the ground. You got the screen on the back. The screen on the back does kind of remind me a little bit of WWE. Yeah. But I just like how, in general, it just looks like a production facelift. Because whether you like to admit it or not, presentation is everything. And I do think to some degree their presentation did kind of make them look a little bit indie-ish. But I think that's what they wanted at the beginning, just so they kind of came off more appealing to indie mark wrestling fans that were watching them. But now it's like, all right, like now we're no longer there. We're kind of like moving up the ranks. We got to present ourselves as such. And that's what I think this gives me. I also noticed that it's white inside of the ring now. And I prefer that. I prefer that because you can see everything a lot clearer. It kind of just places all the focus on the center of the ring instead of everything, because it's not like one big mushy color going across as one gradient. Like I actually feel like I could focus more on what's going on in the ring and with the two people with the white. It just looks nice. It looks clean. It looks cut. It definitely, I think, added more value to the show, and I feel like it was the right thing to do, knowing that you had a big major star showing up. What a better way than to make sure he has a brand new set that accommodates his entrance. So now I want to know what it's going to look like when Mercedes comes out with her entrance with this whole facelift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but what do you think?
I was just about to say, when you said one new star, I was like, well, I think it's 2 new stars beginning next week. But as of now, 1 new star, and we'll talk about him later in the show. I think it's great. I think it's nice. It's polished. It's vibrant and it's bright, but it still looks serious. It doesn't look too kiddish. I think that was like the issue with like NXT 2.0, right? It was very like vibrant and it felt very like
a unicorn threw up on you.
Yes, exactly. This feels very vibrant and very bright, but it also still feels serious. I love that the fact that they brought the tunnels back, because to be honest, I think that the tunnels are part of what made them them. Like, obviously, that was something that was done in TNA. Shout outs to them. That was done in TNA first, but I think that once AEW brought it back, they associated the tunnels with AEW. And I think that part of improving isn't just about forsaking what made you. It's just about modifying it and bringing it into a new era while making it look fresh and making it look clean. The tunnels are back and they look cleaner than they did the first time around. So I'm really, really happy about that. I'm glad they also, little detail. So on this, not this set, but the previous set, one of my favorite things was the ramp, because it reflected the stage. It was like this black kind of surface where it kind of served as a mirror to the stage. And I think that it looked really, really cool. So I'm glad that they kept that black ramp. And so, yeah, I just think that they did a really good job with the set. I think this is a great way to kind of usher in the new era, because obviously over the past 6 months, they've been able to gather quite a few valuable free agents. One that we will be discussing later in the show, one that is rumored to be debuting next week, as well as one in Deonna Purrazzo, who has already kind of came in and did her thing. So I think that this is kind of a great step forward. And it feels like them. It doesn't feel childish. I think they get an A+ on this. But we want to know how you guys feel about this new AEW Dynamite set. Let us know in the comments below, or head on over to the Discord and we can talk about it. But we're going to be moving on.